It can only be attributable to human error.
You're entering paranormal.
He meddled in things that you think
Where will we go next? This phantom from another time.
No one, Mr. Mulder.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
That is one big pile of shit.
Alright, everyone. Enough laughter. I'm Alex Kaiju. To my left.
Jasmine with.
And across.
Eli Watson.
And off to the side.
Stephen Myers.
And we are
Cryptid Campfire.
And today we're talking about the Pukwudgie.
Whoa!
He's
Get
on a
out of the way
roll.
right now.
It's true, we are talking about the Pukwudgie, which is a very funny word to say.
Yes, Pukwudgie. What is Pukwudgie?
Well, it does have another name that I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce. Did you come across that?
Pukwudgie?
Yeah,
The
that.
Pukwudgie?
Oh yeah, there's like a lot. Yeah, okay.
That's a single
It's
out
somewhere
of
in
many.
my notes. I will get there.
Where do Pukwudgies live?
Delaware,
Yeah, I got Massachusetts.
Massachusetts,
Overarching.
Delaware.
Was it Fall River, it said?
Fall
Ohio?
River. Yeah, Fall River,
Yeah.
Freetown State Forest. But yeah, they're said to live in the wilderness throughout all of North America, but are most commonly sighted in like Massachusetts and things like that. Much of their activity centers on the notorious Bridgewater Triangle, which is an area in the
What's that?
southeast. It's,
Oh.
I'm telling you.
Sorry. I was like, whoa, what's that? Alex.
It's
What
an
are we talking
area-
about?
It's an area in the southeastern part of the state that includes the Fall River Freetown State Forest. That's the state being Massachusetts.
There's a lot of
think.
UFOs out there at Bridgewater
Yes,
Triangle.
that is
right?
true. There's a lot of weird paranormal stuff that happens out
Whoa.
there.
Interesting.
Ghost UFOs.
And then Mound State Park in Anderson, Indiana is also a hotspot for Pukwudgie activity.
Anderson, Indiana, great town.
Have you ever seen Erie, Indiana?
Nope.
Should I?
Yeah, it's like a 90s TV show about a kid that lives in Indiana, but Bigfoot is eating his trash.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there's like a bunch of weird stuff that happens in this town, Erie, Indiana.
Interesting.
Huh.
How come you've never brought this up before?
I don't know. Well, today we're talking about Erie, Indiana. The movie. There's a show from 1995 to 1999.
Yeah, his brain works wonders.
Did anybody else get what Pukwudgie actually translates to?
I did.
What
It's,
does it
it
mean?
translates to person of the wilderness.
What language is that from? I don't know.
Wait, who translated it?
Because I got
Uh,
so I got a slightly
Elon
different.
Musk.
Oh no!
I got a slightly different translation.
I was gonna say I got one too.
Yeah, so from this man named Henry Schoolcraft,
Mm-hmm.
American geographer, geologist, ethnologist, and it means, according to him, little wild man of the woods that vanishes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh.
supposedly he had heard of the Pukwudgie from his half Native American wife.
Yes. So they are, so if we're talking about physical appearance, the Pukwudgie are said to be small creatures often compared to like trolls or goblins, ranging from knee height to about 3 feet tall. Everyone's different heights though, so I don't know how you can like say something is knee height, but
Yeah,
anyways.
that's true.
knee
Maybe
height.
that's why it's 3 to 5 feet tall.
Oh
3
no!
to 5, yeah. They look sort of half human, half porcupine, which I found
That's
in a
a-
lot of the pictures.
Yeah, I kind of thought that.
I just thought it looked like. I mean, I thought the artist renditions were a little exaggerated because I thought it was more just like they look like little people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They do have human-like features, but their ears, noses, and fingers are all larger.
That's correct.
Skin described as gray and smooth, and sometimes glowing. And
Sparkly.
apparently, even though their appearance is off-putting, they apparently have a sweet floral scent.
That's good. Most cryptids we
Yeah,
we
they smell like
counter are
garbage.
stinky. You
Yeah.
know, like
They're so stinky they make you pass out.
oh no, experience lost time.
Yeah, they make you forget you saw something.
But so that's the Pukwudgie. Where are we at? Is that the description?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're moving on to legends and lore now, I believe.
Yes.
Unless anyone else has any additional
No,
physical characteristics, because sometimes that does happen.
Yeah,
no, I don't have.
I
anything.
got that it has sagging shoulders and it's hunched over.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Bad posture.
apparently so.
Well, as far as folklore is concerned, I have, because it appears not in just one tribe's folklore. So it comes from, we have like the most detailed report from the Wampanoag tribe, but also there's more in Algonquian folklore, who we've talked about before with the Wendigo, and a little bit with the Dover Demon when we talked about the Mane Gishi.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'll bring up later because there's some parallels here. But yeah, so I guess if no one else wants to take the lead, I will take it.
Well, I mean, are you talking about what he can do?
I was going to talk about where he came from, what he was,
yeah,
who he killed to get there.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
All right, so according to legend, the Pukwudgies got along with humankind. We lived side by side
in harmony.
In harmony as equals, working together to create advanced technology.
Got a nice symbiosis.
Anyways,
A parasite, if you will.
but
No.
this relationship soon turned sour as the humans were preoccupied with worshiping their kind giant deity named Mashop.
Oh, okay.
And so he created what is now known as Cape Cod, supposedly, according to legend. And, you know, people were like, dude, that's what's up. And the
This
Pukwudgie...
cape, I'm caught in it.
Yeah, you know, and the Pukwudgies were not having it.
They were
like,
jealous.
They were jealous. And they started playing tricks on the people, started, like, doing mean things to them. And so Mashop was like, this ain't about to happen right now. So he took all the Pukwudgies he could find and scattered them across the continent.
Yeah.
Whoa, he just like picked them up and just threw them.
Yeah,
Basically.
probably. Yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy.
But these Pukwudgies, all of them survived. And were like, we're
Mad as
going
hell.
back. Yeah. And so they made their way back. And according to some legends, not only they killed Mashop, and they killed his 5 sons.
Yeah.
But they killed his 5 sons because Mashop was too lazy at first to go take care of it himself, and so he sent his sons to go do it.
Whoa.
And so they killed him,
They whomped on him.
and they killed Mashop. And
What is a...
I read a version where that they like just threw pine cones at him. till he died. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, just like straight savage, bro.
They straight up killed God with pine cones?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And so the Pukwudgies are still said to be around the areas, though they're not like going out of their way to mess people up. But if you annoy them, they will mess you up.
Do you know what they find annoying?
Why don't you tell me?
Oh, I don't know. I just wasn't sure because all the research I found was like, so better not annoy them.
Well, I mean, like-
I don't know, like they're not like
Well,
most
if you-
modern day mumblecore.
I mean,
You can't play that in the woods without them getting set off.
I feel like, you know, seeing them, I feel like a good idea would be to just walk away instead of going up to them and be like, oh, dude, you're a little Pukwudgie, you know?
Give him a little
Puck boy.
nuggie.
Give them a little nuggie, you know?
Yo, Pukwudgie, I'll give you a little nuggie.
You give them a puck wedgie.
Oh.
But yeah, so I guess the sage advice is just, you see one, dude, go the other way. That's it.
Now, what's interesting about that legend is apparently it coincides with Mashop's like disappearance, because like that's kind of the last time that a story is told. Like that's the end of Mashop's storyline. Like
Yeah.
there's no more after that.
Because he's dead.
Yeah.
Cape
But,
Cod's
like-
his crown jewel.
Dang. He dropped the mic and then they dropped the
Yeah,
pine cone
so
on him.
you were at Cape Cod.
Yeah, I was.
And
No
did you see?
Pukwudgies.
No?
Nah,
How many did you see?
unless you count Aiden's little brother, Eiler.
Oh no! Wait, where's Cape Cod?
Over there in
Yeah,
Massachusetts.
it's in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it like a little island or something?
That's a cape.
Yeah.
It's like
Like,
Like
what,
a
like
giant
what Superman
bay, right?
wears?
It would
yeah,
be a-
it's like almost like a peninsula type thing.
Okay.
It's just like
Is it crazy?
it's okay. It's a
Did
quaint,
you-
quaint little area.
Did you look at it and marvel and just go, dang, Mashop threw it out of the park this time?
Well, I had no idea about any of this stuff when I was over there.
Well, you better go back and pay your respects.
I will, dude. I'll bow down.
So Eli mentioned, so the story that he just told was from the Wampanoag tribe, correct? And then so they are mentioned through other tribes. So the threat that the Pukwudgies pose tends greatly from region to region. So like Great Lake tribes believe that the Pukwudgies are mischievous but harmless. Northeast what's the proper way to say it? Algonquian.
Algonquian.
Tribes believe that they will become violent if they're disrespected, but are fine if they're left alone. And in other regions, they're like considered murderous or demons and gatekeepers of America's dark side.
Whoa.
So like, did we already talk about what they do to people?
No, that's what I was
Oh, yeah.
transitioning into.
Yeah, let's talk about how they mess people up with like fire arrows and.
Well, all the research I said is like, oh, you know what? There's some mischievous pranksters that will go out of their way to foil mankind. You're like, oh, what do? Well, they do the classic practical joke of pushing someone off a cliff,
Oh yeah.
or the other knee slapper of shooting someone in the face with a poison-tipped arrow.
Yeah.
Like these
Classic
guys.
pranks.
These guys are crazy. They're so funny.
Give them a YouTube channel.
Right?
Yeah.
Other things include appearing and disappearing at will, using magic and creating fire or orbs that lures people into the deep woods.
Which
to
I
their
will return
doom.
to in a minute.
Yes. They also have the power of invisibility and could also shapeshift into dangerous animals like cougars.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't read too much into this, which I wish I would have, but they were rumored to have power over the spirits of the people they killed.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, I read about that.
Pretty metal, dude.
Duh.
Did you also read about one punishment is just to stare at you?
What?
Yeah,
No?
so like
That's
a way
awkward.
just to like stare at you.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's-
it brings harm to them.
Yeah.
It brings harm to them?
Is that
Wait.
what you were saying?
Are you saying
No.
we stare at the Pukwudgies or
No,
the
no.
Pukwudgies stare
No,
at us?
It
like-
stares at us. If
yeah,
we
like-
annoy it, it will just sit there
Oh,
and stare at you.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
That's like the punishment that happens every time you ride the public bus. Someone's always just staring at you.
Stop looking at me.
You can see into my soul.
Um,
But that's pretty unnerving if you just walk to the woods and there's just like a little tiny guy with arrows just staring at you and you're like, uh-oh.
I don't know. This one's pretty dark as well. But did anyone else get that it can coerce people to commit suicide?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I none of the websites I read actually said this verbatim, but I did watch a video where like a woman was apparently possessed by a Pukwudgie.
Hmm.
So that plays into the whole idea that they're like a demon, I guess.
Fall River Freetown State Forest. There's apparently a quarry nearby where many people have, stepped over the edge.
Uh-oh.
And
Yeah, it's called the ledge.
The ledge,
they
yeah.
fell off the...
not fell off, but purposely did it.
Oh, no, but when you said they went over the edge, it's like, oh, they went crazy?
No, well, some people, at least from what I read online, is that that they were coerced by Pukwudgies to do that. So
Yeah, because a lot of the people who ended up doing that, unfortunately, they did not show signs of depression or mental disease before entering the forest.
right.
So it was like completely out of the blue, a lot of these people.
But returning back to the fires that they create and the orbs of light, to me, I don't know about you guys, Steph and Alex, this sounds a lot like the will-o-wisps from when we talked about Project Blue Book.
Oh, yeah.
Because they said it was, the UFO was swamp gas or whatever. But it did bring up that actual phenomenon where lights do appear above swamps, and maybe this is another way to explain that, is that, because that also has a negative, thing to it. It's like, it lures people out into the forest, and it's
yeah.
not a good thing, if
Or
you see it, stay away.
Yeah, like it lures people into like swampy areas where they
Yeah.
like get dragged down.
Yeah, and so maybe, I don't know, maybe the Pukwudgie is one of the beings causing this.
Like, you never know.
Yeah.
They seem like little dicks. They sound awful. I'm sorry that somebody's god made them a Cape Canaveral or Cape Cod. Like, there's no reason to start a war over, right?
Hey, you'd have to be there, I guess.
unless the Cape said like Pukwudgies suck, and they're like, oh, that's it.
That's the final straw.
There is a sign actually near the Freetown State Forest
That is right.
in Massachusetts that says Pukwudgie Crossing.
Uh-oh.
So I don't know.
Does
I
that
don't know how I would feel about that.
was that put there by the
That's
town
your
or something?
Yeah.
hard-earned tax dollars.
Oh, I was
Hard at
gonna
work.
I was
Hard
gonna
at
say now that it's there, that means that the government condones that there is Pukwudgie
Yeah, dude. There are Pukwudgies.
Says that the
What's up?
police were the ones to put the sign there, but I don't know how true that is.
I mean, who else would put it there?
If
The
we
Pukwudgies
Pranksters,
themselves.
dude.
Oh.
If we go back to the orb thing, there was a sighting that a man in Framingham, Massachusetts had with one of those orbs. His name was Tim. I don't have a last name.
Tim McGraw.
But he was in the forest when he saw a bright orb in front of him. And he was somebody who investigated the paranormal anyway, so he was kind of excited when he saw this thing, and he tried to take a picture of it with his digital camera. But the ball of light disappeared and then reappeared a few feet further into the woods.
Oh.
And so he followed it, and, you know, it would, like, disappear and reappear further back. Like, it kept doing that, and then pretty soon he realized he had traveled more than, like, 30 feet off the path into the thickly wooded area.
Oh, damn.
So he got scared and made his way back to the path, only to find a 2-foot man standing there walking towards him. So he turned and ran, and looking back, he saw the figure move back into the woods. Tim reported that what he had walked upright and had used its arms to push something aside when he fled to the forest. And apparently he moved with a slight limp, but he was moving like a human. And then the second time that Tim saw the Pukwudgies was a few years later in a parking lot near the same forest. He was listening to the radio almost at a whisper and checking his rearview mirror because he was waiting for a friend to meet up with him when he saw the small figure of a man. Every detail being identical to what he had seen in the forest, and the Pukwudgie just stood there watching him, like staring at you,
creepy.
like you mentioned
dude.
earlier.
He probably annoyed it, dude.
And then the car turned on by itself, and the radio began to get louder. And so he pulled out of the parking lot and took the long way home to try and stop his hands from shaking.
Ooh. Did he leave his friend there?
His friend, I don't think his friend had arrived at that point.
His
Because
friend
he was
sho-
waiting for his friend.
Oh, and then his friend showed up and it wasn't there.
He's like, item out.
That's like
wow, that's crazy.
That's crazy. That's kind of scary. That could be one of those memes where it's like, hey, if your friend shows up and he's 2 feet tall, has poison-tipped arrows, and might push people off a cliff, that's not your friend. That's a Pukwudgie.
And then I've got another story about a woman named Joan who experienced a Pukwudgie. Did any of you read about Joan?
Tell me about this.
No, this is crazy.
So a woman named Joan was walking her dog through the state forest in Freetown, Massachusetts, on a cold Saturday morning in April when she saw a Pukwudgie. So as she and her dog Sid walked down the path, Sid became anxious and strayed a few feet into the woods. Joan followed him and then stopped short because her dog was lying completely flat in the leaves, and on a rock about 10 feet away was standing a Pukwudgie. She described him as looking like what she would describe as a troll, 2 feet high with pale gray skin and hair on his arms and the top of his head. The monster seemed to have no clothes, but it was difficult to tell because his stomach hung over his waist, almost touching his knees. His eyes were deep green, and he had large lips and a long, almost canine nose, and it stood watching her, staring straight at her with no expression, almost like it was stunned to see her. So Joan froze, and she remembers thinking that the air in her lungs had been pushed out. And then Sid finally came to and ran back towards the trail, dragging Joan, who was still holding the leash tightly. And this whole exchange only took like 30 seconds, but it was like one of the scariest moments of her life. And then 3 times since this event, she has woken up to find the Pukwudgie looking in on her at her home. It's never attacked her or spoken to her, but it's just been looking at her through her bedroom window, staying just long enough for her to notice him.
Creepy.
And then all 3 times she says that she was fully awake and that she could move if she had needed to. So, like, she wasn't, like, being controlled or anything like that.
Or
She
like
was
sleep
just,
paralysis.
Yeah. She was just,
wild.
Ugh.
she just saw it.
Go away.
Stop looking at me. Also, draw the curtains if you're trying to go to bed.
Yeah, dude. Like, why don't people have curtains anymore?
People who sleep with, like, their windows open are horrifying, because it's just, like, you never know what's going to look in at you.
Yeah, it's true.
There's all
Maybe
kinds
they
of...
like the excitement, the
No.
not knowing.
Because then there could be somebody with a little drone that can watch you cry.
Yeah, and you'll be like, yo, give me that footage,
I need it for my reel.
Oh, no.
please.
I need it for my comedy reel on YouTube.
Well, I also got some other places some Pukwudgies are found. I don't know if you have this or said this, but the area around the Moundsville State Penitentiary in West Virginia is supposedly home to some Pukwudgies. And also Round Rock, Texas, also home to Bigfoot.
Yeah?
Yeah, so, you know.
And they got little cowboy Pukwudgies down there?
Yeah, sir.
Could you imagine like a 2-foot tall cowboy just like staring at you?
Put him up.
This town ain't big enough for, well, any of us, because, you know, there's no town here.
You know what? That you just saying that about like a cowboy, and then us talking about how a Pukwudgie might kind of look like a porcupine.
Mm-hmm.
Porcupines remind me of hedgehogs, which remind me of Sonic. And there's a scene in the new Sonic movie where he dresses up in a disguise.
And he wears a big old cowboy hat.
I hate it. I hate it so much. Is Sonic a Pukwudgie?
Maybe.
No, he's a hedgehog.
Gotta go
maybe...
fast. But also there's a scene in Paul where they have to get the alien through towns. They dress him as a little cowboy.
Do they
We still gotta watch that again.
Why is it always cowboys?
Just something
Cowboys
funny.
are cool.
Eli, we know you are a cowboy.
I know. I am now
Oh.
a cowboy.
Eli is slowly going through the transformation of becoming a cowboy, you guys. He's got the hat, he's got the boots,
I got
and
the
he's got the
jeans.
guitar.
Gonna get the big old Texas-shaped belt buckle.
No, not Texas, dude. I was actually thinking
Gonna
about
get
getting...
Ohio-shaped.
I was
He's gonna get El Salvador.
I was gonna get one that says "Don't tread on me," you know, the American Revolution one.
Yeah.
You know, I
Don't-
feel like that's America in a nutshell.
Yeah, don't step on our snakes, man. Like, leave them alone.
So I guess I also wanted to bring up the Manigishi of the Algonquian folklore. We
Okay.
talked about him during our Dover Demon episode.
Okay.
And while reading about the Pukwudgie, I was reminded of the Manigishi because it is also a small person, though only visible to children, if you remember, and is also supposed to be like one with nature.
Okay.
So,
Real hippie type.
I don't know. It said it could like morph into rocks and stuff like that. So like,
Whoa.
I don't know if Pukwudgies can do the same thing, but I do find it's the same folklore, though two different things. So I think it is interesting to note
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
that the Pukwudgie is not the only small person running around the woods.
Mm-hmm.
The Manigishi's there as well.
Whew, at least, glad to know he's not lonely.
Yeah, he's not.
He's got a rock buddy.
And if he is, he only has himself to blame because he killed Mashop and his sons. So like,
You're right.
He found God and he killed him.
yeah.
How about
and
that?
I'm right.
I
And when
looked
you're
in the
right,
fa-
you're right.
when
You
you-
know? Anyways.
You just pointed at me like I was gonna say something, but I don't have anything else to say.
Well, did you know that the Pukwudgie appears in Harry Potter?
I did read that.
I think it's
actually.
Fantastic Beasts.
I
but-
think it's funny how like J.K. Rowling finds a lot of inspiration from cryptozoology. This
Oh,
isn't
yeah?
the first time we've mentioned
Mm.
her taking a creature and implementing it into her stories,
I
which
know.
I'm fine with. I just think it's funny.
Oh, well,
It's the Hodag.
I guess the Pukwudgie, it shows up in or Fantastic Beasts and where to find them as like an actual animal thing walking around. But also, I guess Pukwudgies is a house because you know in Hogwarts they got the Hufflepuffs, the Slytherins, Ravenclaw, and the Whodats.
Gryffindor?
Griffin, yeah.
You forgot the main one?
Yeah. What? Harry wrecked half the castle and killed 2 people? 10 points Gryffindor. But I guess there's like a European Hogwarts town school that has their own houses, and one of them's called the Pukwudgies.
Uh-huh.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I guess other schools have different house names that are.
It's interesting because, you know, that's in Europe and the Pukwudgie is American.
Mm-hmm.
Just thought that I'd throw that out there.
A little wacky.
Little wackadoo. Anyways.
It's funny because there's not really any other like explanations. Like the Pukwudgie can't be like a misidentification of some other creature.
No, it's just
Like,
it, dude.
It's just the Pukwudgie.
Or it's just a very, very ugly, not hedgehog, what is it?
Porcupine.
Porcupine. That's just walking around that people keep mistaken. You never know?
I do know.
Ah! Stefan is a Pukwudgie.
Yeah,
I just
imagine
like
a
my
cowboy.
skin shreds off.
A cowboy Pukwudgie smoking a little cigar. He's like, "Where you going, feller?"
Instead of arrows, they brand people with little tiny brands.
Yeah, dude, and they have the little tiny 6-shooters, dude.
Oh no! But they got poison tip bullets for good measure.
Slow your roll, partner. I don't think we're getting out of the woods alive.
Oh no!
Anyways, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Does that bring us to...
Who are we putting in the Coliseum this week?
Ooh, we're going to Cryptid Coliseum, everybody.
Yes.
Where's it gonna be today?
Well, we got the secret paper right here with all
Pass
the
me
deets.
the envelope, please.
So I had, unless anyone
You?
wants to read.
Oh.
You want to read? Stefan, you want to read it?
Stefan, read
Check-
it.
okay,
Stefan,
read it.
Read it.
Read
And the
it.
winner is...
Stefan Myers.
Best picture goes to Green Book.
Oh no! It's 2006 all over again.
What?
2006? Oh my god. Okay. And here begins the Pukwudgies fight in Cryptid Coliseum. We open on a wide shot. Across a vast barren desert, there is a large cloud of dust. The Cryptid Coliseum glides across the ground on huge tank treads. Ancient ruins are crushed beneath giant wheels.
I don't approve. I don't approve.
The artifacts! Inside the arena, the crowd is full of rabid cheering under a spell of mania. The Pukwudgie stands before the crowd. With a sneer, the small creature draws its bow and releases several arrows into the audience. The poison-tipped arrows cause the affected to vomit and melt.
Ugh.
Across the battleground, a metal gate opens.
Ooh.
With its knife in hand, the Pukwudgie prepares to face its enemy. But nothing can prepare for the raw power of the 12 valves V6 torque from, what's PS?
Just PS.
Oh, okay. But nothing can prepare for the raw power of 12 valve V6 torque from 114 PS of 5,300 RPM that only the Ford Granada can dish out. Now available in
Oh my
mythic blue top
God.
coat. The blue car careens across the arena, the Pukwudgie dodging with the quick reflexes. The blue Granada sits idle. The melonheads sit inside and laugh and scream and yell. With glowing red eyes and swollen green heads, the melonheads are ready for blood.
Oh my god.
The Pukwudgie sprints towards the car, its front bumper stained with blood. The melonheads hit the gas, racing forwards. The screen cuts black. Now we ask you, the listener, who wins?
Oh my god.
Dude, yeah.
Melonheads and their blue Granada. Where did that even come from? Why did we even make that a thing? Well, that's not from a story, was it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
from,
it is.
that's part of the Melonhead lore.
Is it
Remember
really?
the football? So some high schoolers were at a football game,
Mm-hmm.
and then they decided to go look for the Melonheads as a joke, and so they parked their blue Granada.
Oh yeah, and the Melonheads stole it.
Stole it supposedly, and I just like then we just ran with the joke, and so they're always just driving around in a blue Granada. It's great. It's great. It's one of
Thank
my
you.
favorites.
So I wrote that for you, Stefan.
I appreciate that. I'm so honored I got to read it.
But yeah, what do you guys think? Who do you think would win? The
I don't know. I
Pukwudgie?
think they're kind of cheating if they're gonna just run him over with a car. I mean, he's 3
Well,
feet tall.
Is there only one Pukwudgie? Is there the multiple?
There's
There's
just
one.
the one, but he showed that he has quick reflexes to dodge the car.
And he also killed God, so
Yeah, there we go.
he might have a chance
With pine cones, even.
with pine cones.
That's quite a feat in and of itself.
So, wow.
Yeah.
This has been a great episode.
Yeah, pretty fun, pretty crazy. Pukwudgie, more like
Wacky,
Puck
wacky.
Boy.
Puck boy. Pucky buck. But I would like to inform the audience that we will be talking to someone who has investigated the Pukwudgie, Nash Hoover of Chasing Legends. We'll have him on the show later this week
Yeah.
and talk about his recent Pukwudgie excursion.
Ooh.
So I want to find Alex Daikaiju on the social medias. How do I do it?
Ooh.
That was a choppy segue.
Well, if you want to, find me at the Instagrams. If you want to find me on Instagram and Twitter at Alex Daikaiju, Alex Daikaiju. And before I pass it off to Jasmine, my source today was Wikipedia. And what about yourself? If I want to find you, Jasmine?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. My name is Jasmine Maywith on both. It's JasmineMaewith. My research today came from The Lineup, Exemplore, Thought Catalog, Spooky South Coast, Ancient Pages, and Paranormal Encounters.
Ooh.
All right.
And what about you, sir? if I want to find you?
Me?
Yeah,
Little
you.
old me.
Answer the question.
You can find me on Instagram at MyersSteffen. It's MYERSSTEFFEN. Some of my research came from America's Most Haunted and Astonishing Legends.
Ooh, scary.
Oh, interesting.
What about you, sir?
You can find me at the Eli Watson on Instagram. And my research came from Wikipedia,
Hey!
thoughtcatalog.com, thelineup.com, and nativelanguages.org.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You can also follow the...
Well,
wow.
I guess you could say that's all of the individual members, but we make up the Cryptid Campfire. And if
Yep.
you want to find that online,
You can follow at Cryptid Campfire, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, along with our official www.cryptidcampfire.com.
No Tumblr.
So cryptidcampfire.com hosts a source and wealth of knowledge on cryptids.
Does it?
Not yet.
yeah, it's getting there.
It's getting there. Maybe give it 5 years. And we have the official Cryptid Campfire t-shirts you can purchase from that website.
Ooh yeah, official merch, baby.
Check it out.
Check it out. And if you like us very much and you want to continue to support us, you can find us on Patreon as well.
Ooh yeah.
You can subscribe to us there. $5 a month gets you exclusive episodes,
Mm-hmm.
exclusive images,
Mm-hmm.
exclusive video files.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Maybe just videos of us saying hello there.
yeah, and then it's very small at the moment, but it's getting bigger,
Mm-hmm.
and we hope to have you on there, joining us around the campfire.
Ooh, smooth.
Yes. So thank you, everyone. We'll have a good night, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Creepy campers.